Well, that didn't go as planned. So,
Man, I don't know what to say.
you don't need to say anything.
Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing!
Wow, that is beautiful.
If you'd like to follow the process of turning a block of wood like this into a guitar like this, then you've come to the right place. And if you would like to see me give this guitar away, click subscribe, hit the bell. Here's some options. I've got that as an option. So there's that as an option. Got the sled put together. Let's give this bad boy a try. Well, what do you think of that, guys? Quite a mess, huh? Lots of clamps. Should be a pretty solid, tight drop top, however. One of the prime things I need to get accomplished today is I need to route out those guitar bodies that have that maple in the center with the curly maple on the edges, and then on the top is that Ziricote top, that drop top, which that seam came together so perfect. I am so pleased with the way that turned out. If you haven't watched my video on how to get a perfect drop top seam, watch last week's, and you can check that out. Let's go upstairs, and we're gonna get those bodies cut out for that. And we're gonna get out, and we're gonna get those special X-Horizon bodies cut out today. I'm gonna be using my brand new, got it for Christmas, very special router bit. It's gonna be the first time I'm using it. I'm gonna use it in my router table and give that a try. But I'm gonna try it on another piece of wood first. Well, that didn't go too bad, I guess. Anyway, last video, I guess I kind of made a claim that this is the way to get the perfect seam on these front pieces. But the only way to tell now is to pull this off, give it a little bit of a sand down, and then take a look at it. So let's find out if it lives up to the hype that I gave it. All right, I'm gonna give it a quick sand, just using 120 grit on an orbital sander. I don't want to go any more than that because I don't want deep grooves dug into this wood. And I'll actually use the orbital sander to go up to about 320 grit. And then I'll keep working on it. It's a little breezy out here, if you can tell. For what it would look like. Just a real quick show here. As I said before, I don't have to worry about these edges because this is actually going to be cut back about another, well, about right into here. So it's going to be tapered off at an angle, and that's where you're going to see the curly maple sticking out. So where you see like I'm off the edge here, that's not an issue at all. I mean, I knew that, so I wasn't worried about it as I did this, because this will be coming to a point in here, and then with the dark wood it'll come to a point, and then this will be lighter wood in here, lighter wood on the edges all the way around. So that's kind of how it's going to line up. Sometimes that hurts. I'm gonna go get the backside glued on, and then the next time you see this, we're gonna be cutting it out. We'll get the router out and we'll start to route it. You might be wondering, whatever happened to Mr. X's guitars, if you've been watching for a while. These are two gonna be kind of twin guitars that are very special. They're actually going to be going out to a guy that's out in Hollywood, doing some work for Universal Studios. Played with Prince, played with other musicians. I keep him kind of anonymous at this point. He's going to have these be very special. These are going to have gold fleck, I mean actual 24 karat gold in the clear coat. We might be using some gold leaf, maybe some gold leaf down in here. But anyway, what I've been waiting on for those are for parts to come, like on the way now. I haven't received them yet. He has ordered some gold-plated tuners, which are actual gold. So like I have got these Schaller tuners, which are the same ones. These are gold in color. He wanted real gold on it, so he's got actual gold ones coming to me. Basically, I told him, you know, this piece of jewelry is going to look a whole lot like a guitar when I'm done with it. And this is the guitar that we're going to give away. The neck for this is just about ready. Shouldn't be too long now, and the neck will be ready for this. And this will be the one that we will give away. Patreons, if you are a Patreon supporter, I need you to send me a message via Patreon or however you want to. I know who the Patreons are. I need you to send me what you think the color would be that you would like to see. I was thinking about that black and white like we were going to be doing for Corwin's guitar, where you put the black on first and then lightly sand that off and then put white over top. I think that could look like a pretty sweet guitar for this. I'm really tempted with that, but I'm going to let you help me decide. So black with the white over top, or do I do this one with the coral blue again, kind of like something like that? Or do we just go with black and then sand off part of the black? We could do red, we could do blue. I've done a few of them blue already, so it'd be fun to do something else maybe. So Patreons, chime in on what you think I should do with this. Give me your ideas. And if you're not a Patreon supporter and you'd like to, if you'd like to help me give some of these guitars away, you can go check out my Patreon page. It is time to route out these beauties. It's going to be, I'm looking forward to seeing what these look like once I get these completely routed out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to use my brand new bit that I got at Christmas time from my son. Look at that puppy. So many blades, and those are so sharp. What I'm using for a router table is this old Craftsman router table that my dad had years and years ago. And it's aluminum, I'm assuming. But it feels like, you know, as I move my hands across it, it feels like it could potentially scratch the wood, and I don't want that to happen. So I've come up with my extremely well-constructed idea using one of these really thin cutting boards. I'm going to use double stick carpet tape, and I'm going to put that on there. I obviously got to go drill a hole in this really quick and put this on. Okay, so I've got the plastic on, I've got my little router bit in. I'm going to take it just a little bit at a time. And I could just go ahead and start routing this and make you think that I just always know what I'm doing and never make any mistakes. But that would not be the truth. Let's back up for just a little bit. I got this vinyl put on and I was going to get ready to start doing it. But look, at the shortest that I can go with that bit, it sticks up too high yet. So I'm going to have to put another thin little piece of wood on top of this yet. I'll just, yeah, I've got a couple screw holes that I can screw it into here. Maybe not. That was a lot of work. I'm gonna have to stick to the smaller router bits, I guess. Dang, that just tore that right apart. I think my wood is salvageable though. because I can move this over just the slightest little bit and it's going to be okay. This is on the back, so it's going to be just fine. Well, that didn't go as planned. So maybe I need a whole lot bigger of a router table in order to make this work. Probably so. There's probably some expert out there on routers going, buddy, you don't know what you're doing. Maybe not with this one. It's the biggest bit I've ever had. I've got it unplugged, so I'm not worried about touching it or anything here. That is a huge bit. So it's probably going to end up needing a bigger router table, I suppose, than what I've got. Which I kind of wondered. It's a small, little Craftsman router table, trying to make do. But I'm going to keep working on this and do it the way I have always done it. Just hand routing, much smaller bit. Well, guys, I could have saved half a day of work had I just done this the way that I normally do it for the last 12, 13 years. Just using the router. That's what I'm going to go back to. I will be selling that big, enormous, incredible bit. My table's too small for it. My router's too small for it. My nerves are too small for it. So if you've got a bigger table, bigger router, and more nerves than I do, let me know if you want to buy it. I could have saved so much time. Now I'm ready to go from the ball bearing being on the bottom to the ball bearing on the top. This is always kind of the fun part when you get to see it just kind of pop out. The shape will just come to realization, which is kind of fun. I'm very pleased with how they are turned out. So when I'm sanding now, right now I'm just getting a little bit of rough edges off. I'm not sanding a whole lot because I want to make sure that I don't round off these corners at all, because these two halves are going to have to come together and you don't want these rounded off. They got to fit good and tight as well. And then I'll sand when they're together. This is also going to be beveled all the way around, but before I do that, I need to hollow out the inside. I need to put in my, let's see, it'd be this one. I need to put in my sound holes up here on this. I need to put those sound holes in there yet, and then we'll glue them together. Then I can sand them, and then I can bevel the edges. So some of those things just take a while. You got to think about what you're going to do in what order, but they look good. I'm pleased with them. Well, guys, I guess you've got to see me both fail and succeed today in the routing. I think I'll stick to the hand routing for a while. Maybe someday I'll be able to get a really nice router table, but I think that's far off in the distance. Anyway, hope you enjoy your day. Keep fighting for joy. We'll see you next time.